What it do, homie? So I did a recent reaction to Glorb's song, and in there he made a Nardwuar bar. And I did some like quick research to find out who he was. You guys was telling me in the comments of that video that he knows some stuff about rappers and other people that even they don't even know. So dude must be like the super detective, super journalist. So this is gonna be a short video so I can get a better understanding of who he is. Let's go ahead, shut up and turn it up.
You've been in this town long enough to know. Get him out of here.
We're not gonna sit here and jack off all day.
You should shut up, man. You're not funny.
This is embarrassing for you.
It's crack. The guy is on crack.
We're gonna kick him for asking one little question.
I don't give a shit.
Do you like taking all the attention?
Oh my God!
I am Nardwuar, the human serviette from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada.
And you might recognize his face. Nardwuar is a punk rocker, radio talker, and unorthodox journalist, which...
Doesn't sound like a normal name for a journalist, but then Nardwuar is no normal journalist.
His peculiar name and appearance are now anchored in pop culture, but Nardwuar's journey is not without bumps, hurdles, and more than his fair share of doubters. This is the extravagant tale of Nardwuar, the misunderstood superstar. 1985, Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. A child named John Ruskin attends Hillside Secondary School and is about to conduct his very first interview.
Circles Hillside Secondary School.
Here, he's interacting with the band Poisoned, and at just 17 years old, John's confidence is unparalleled.
Here we go. Tight squeeze. Stiletto. Onwards, we must move past September 26, 1985 into the future. What lays ahead? Why do you like Expo?
The reason I like Expo is because it gives me an opportunity to talk to crazy people.
A year later, in 1986, John attends the University of British Columbia, where he volunteers for the campus radio station CITR.
So we've seen the CITR library. Any questions? We might have been on air when that happened. We were probably on air when that happened.
This was John's proper introduction to the behind the scenes of radio and journalism, and he was enthralled. Surrounded by all things music, CITR was an enlightening experience for John. He quickly became part of the furniture, and it was here that the name Nardwuar originated. There's not much information on what this name means. He insists.
It's a name. It's a concept. It's just for fun.
John's decision to change his identity is the first evidence of him distancing himself from the crowd. From the very beginning, Nardwuar invited the puzzled onlookers, and this name change sets the ball rolling. Despite an unbridled passion for music, much of Nardwuar's time was spent working towards his bachelor's degree in history.
Do you have any idea what you're going to do once you get out of university, when you grow up?
Well, my parents have an idea. My dad would like me to be an engineer.
And what do you think about that?
I'm gonna try to be an engineer, but I don't think I'll be an engineer.
Engineering wasn't on his roadmap. But in 1988, Nardwuar combines his newfound hobby of interviewing with an interest in local history.
Mr. Turner, can I ask you a question?
Well, what's this now for?
Actually, it's for CITR radio. I was wondering, who are your main idols, would you say? Your top 3 idols? All right, thanks very much.
In 1990, Nardwuar graduates with his bachelor's degree and decides now was the time to go all in on music and journalism, because there was something very special that Nardwuar hoped to pursue, and that was called the Evaporators.
Okay, here we go. We're starting CITR's 50th issue of the Scorner Party. We're the Evaporators. Whoa,
The Evaporators were made up of Nardwuar as a lead singer, with his friends David, Scott, and Pete behind him. Right from the start, Nardwuar's wild energy was infectious to watch. Inspired by bands like the Sonics, the Cramps, and the Kingsmen, the Evaporators benefited from an absolutely electric frontman. Day to day, Nardwuar mostly contained his brimming excitement for life. But on stage, with that microphone in hand, there was no containing him.
Nardwuar, the Human Serviette, presents Oh God, My Mom is on Channel 10.
This record is available at Trax, Zulu, and Scratch in Vancouver and across Canada, hopefully through Cargo Distributors and the United States.
But as fun as leading a punk rock band was, post-uni life for Nardwuar also included a lot of political press conferences.
Earlier today at a news conference at Science World, a reporter from UBC's CITR radio threw an oddball question at Gorbachev.
Of all the political figures, who has the largest hands?
Hi, Mr. Quill. Who's the Prime Minister of Canada? Do you think, though, that mace equals freedom? Some of the protesters were maced.
What do you say?
Pepper spray?
For me, pepper, I put it on my plate.
Can you cure the summertime blues? Can you cure stupidity, Mr. Ainsley?
Oh, I wish you'd shut up, man. You're not funny enough.
No, I was just wondering.
God's liable to strike you dead acting like you're acting. And I'll tell you, enough's enough. And you need God. That's what you need.
Thanks. Have a good lunch.
In the years after graduating, Nardwuar was becoming recognized as an eccentric political journalist in Canada.
Nardwuar, the human serviette, Timothy Leary.
I'm not gonna argue with that.
But these stale conference rooms were a long way from where he knew he belonged.
And doot-doodaloot-doo. Doot-doodaloot-doo.
There it is.
Doot-doodaloot-doo. Doot-doodaloot-doo.
Yes.
Doot.
Okay, I was wondering where that came from because I seen it in Glorb's music video. He used it as an onomatopoeia, like for gun shooting and everything. But that was actually kind of clever. Doot-doodaloot-doo.
By the turn of the century, Nardwuar was generating a presence in the music industry with his unmatched energy towards interviewing music artists.
Come on, let's go. Come on.
His eccentric demeanor meant every interview was memorable, and it didn't take long for Nardwuar's name to be muttered amongst high-profile celebrities.
Hello, Kurt.
Hello.
I'm
Cobain.
feeling great, Mr. Brown.
Well, I know Mr. Brown is
wow.
real great, but I think you might have better call me James Brown.
But Nardwuar wasn't getting into these rooms with just a funny hat and a voice. No, he knew that in order to really leave a mark on his guests, he needed to do his homework.
His dad played in a surf band that released a surf record? That's true.
It's not weird that he... How do you know
What were they called?
Where did you read that?
He was inexperienced, but it didn't matter that he was nervous. He used it to his advantage.
The less you know, the better. If you're nervous, that's good. That makes you try to find out more information about the person you're talking to.
When it came to interviewing Snoop Dogg for the first time, he knew
Snoop Dogg, oh, he loves comedy. Maybe he likes Red Fox, the comedian.
Go to
and
comedian.
my friend Diane Holm has a Red Fox doll.
I like Red Fox. This dope. Where you get this from? Can I have it? Or can I buy it?
it went down well. Nardwuar's hunger to astound his crowd leaked into his interviewing approach.
Whether you're diving in the crowd, trying to get the people into it, or diving into the story, trying to extrapolate the information.
His peculiar presence, curious questions, and generous gift-giving was a treat for many of Nardwuar's guests. But to suggest that these interviews often went smoothly would be remarkably dishonest.
You only have like 2 more questions until we're done.
I don't give a shit.
Why am I irritating you?
Because you're putting your microphone too close to my face.
We're not gonna sit here and jack off all day.
I'm speechless. Nardwuar is speechless.
Yo, get him out of here.
I'm hungry for an intelligent conversation, which I've yet to find.
Doot-doodaloot-doo.
Many simply couldn't comprehend Nardwuar and were difficult with him with malicious intent or not. But there are a couple instances where Nardwuar's
Buster.
vulnerability as an interviewer were taken advantage of by indisputable bullying.
Good to see you
Happy
again.
to be here.
Are you happy to take my hat? Are you happy? Are you happy?
Are you happy?
Well, what about your other bandmate?
In a 2003 interview with Blur, Nardwuar noticed within seconds that he'd entered a hostile environment. The 5-minute interview begins with drummer Dave Roundtree snatching Nardwuar's paper, pushing him, stealing his glasses, tossing his hat, and conducting an intimidating stance.
You know, and this is one of the things about journalists. Like, some people kind of just play the safe game. You know what I mean? Like, going for like safe stories, don't put themselves in like hostile territory. You know, Nardwuar could have done anything. You know, he could have 100% just turned tail and walked out and say, you know what, this isn't a good look for me. You know what I mean? I'm in danger. But I like to think that true journalists, you know, especially if you're out there just trying to get the truth about something, I would say within reason, because I don't think you should always just put your life on the line, especially if it's going to result in your untimely demise or anything. But continue to push the envelope, you know what I mean? Like real journalism. And it looks like that's what Nardwuar does, because obviously he could have just left at any point, but he's like, you know what? I'm here. Let's do this.
He then refuses all questions, threatens Nardwuar, and eventually assaults him.
Oh.
Twat.
Yeah,
He leaves
that
the
is
room
kinda...
3 minutes in, and then on, the interview becomes a little less painful. Unfortunately, this experience is not unfamiliar to Nardwuar, because 8 years previously, he'd gone through worse with Sonic Youth. This 1991 conversation marks the beginning of Nardwuar's interviewing career, and if it was anyone else, would have also marked the end of it. Things get dirty.
Did you record at Conrad Uno's fun loft there at all in Seattle? Maybe. Conrad Uno. Hey, just a minute, pal. Just a minute. No, not in that bag. No, not in that bag. Look, I have something to show you. I have something to show you. No, I want to show him. I want to show him. I want to show you. No. Oh my God! You fucking piece of shit!
Guitarist Lee Ronaldo steals Nardwuar's bag and destroys a $100 collector record he was planning to gift them.
No.
You were in Seattle, Washington, weren't you, Mr. Sonic Youth? Come on, I'll take a piece of it! Oh, no! Completely shattered! Oh, wait, come on! Oh! Hey, you can't run away. Okay, well, we still can finish. I can't believe this. I can't believe this.
Oh, wow.
There are maybe hundreds of instances where the world seemed to tell Nardwuar he was on the wrong path. He breaks convention, upsets the norm. To a lot, Nardwuar is hard to grasp, especially when he was coming through. There is a clear trend in his early years of guests misunderstanding Nardwuar, but if there's one thing we know about him, he doesn't mind.
I prepare because I know I'm going to keep doing them over and over and over again.
What the fuck? Bro, how the fuck do you know
Yachty
that?
Juice
Bro,
WRLD.
you even know niggas from our block? Whoa!
So this is what people were telling me, that he knows things. You know what? Maybe I need to watch another documentary, because I was hoping that he kind of went into how, not necessarily how he collects his information. I guess nobody knows. He probably has his own way of like finding this stuff out. But the fact he's able to consistently do that over and over and over again just goes to show how much research and how much dedication he has to his craft. You know what I mean? So I need to look at some of these interviews, because this is what I was told. This is what made me interested.
How do you know that?
I put the same amount of research into every single interview I do.
Wait, hold up. How you know that? Yo, I don't know if you're fucking police or you're just a really good ass journalist. You the police?
The latter.
You the FBI? CIA?
Or the second.
VHS cassette right here.
Oh my, Kev. This is what the fuck I've been trying to find.
The minute you think you know something is the minute you should quit.
Yo, how do you know this, bro?
Most guys who interview
Logic.
don't have as much personality as you.
This is one of the most impressive interviews I've ever experienced in my life.
Is that logic?
In many ways, Nardwuar is still the same excitable kid from all those years ago. They doubted him, underestimated him, but he's been rock solid, an immovable object in an industry that took
Tyler,
a long
Creator,
time
Cardi.
to catch up with him. He's battled a brain hemorrhage, a
Jack
stroke,
Harlow.
and heart surgery while never losing that joyful grin.
If
Heart
I
surgery?
can do it,
Oh, wow.
you can do it too.
Be curious, forget the doubters, and never, ever forget. Doot 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 doot.
Say goodnight, Joe.
See, man.
Good night.
No, it just kind of sounds like somebody that's really, really passionate about what they do. And even if you do seem a little weird on the outside, then that just simply means that you are different. You know what I mean? That you're not following the social norm and you might be on the correct path. This is very interesting. I need to know some more about Nardwuar. If there's another video that talks about like the information that he's dug up and everything, or it talks about how, or even have a hint of it, I'd be interested in letting me know that. So y'all let me know if there is anything. And if you want to see me react to some more Nardwuar stuff, let's see if we can get this to 300 likes. All right. Dave's out.